We live in a time where the entire world sits right in our hands, and kindness is often praised as the highest virtue. But let me ask you something. Have you ever stopped to wonder if you can be too kind?
Sounds strange, right? Almost wrong to even think about. But stay with me for a moment, because this is where things get interesting. Long before social media, long before our modern ideas of being nice, the Stoics, those wise thinkers from ancient Greece and Rome, had a very different perspective. They believed in kindness, yes, but more importantly, they believed in balance.
Because here's the truth. Even something as beautiful as generosity, when taken too far, can quietly start working against you.
And that's what we're diving into today.
In this video, we're going to explore 8 surprising ways that too much kindness can actually hold you back without you even realizing it. We'll draw insights from Stoic thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, and along the way, I want you to reflect on your own life.
Are your acts of kindness truly balanced, or have you, like many of us, tipped a little too far? If this kind of self-discovery speaks to you, make sure you stick around. And hey, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss what's next.
Because together, we're going to figure out how to find that sweet spot, the place where kindness stays powerful without becoming a problem.
So, if you're ready, let's begin. 1. Taking on too much. We've all done this. You're at a friend's gathering. Someone casually mentions they're moving next weekend, and before you even think it through, you hear yourself say, "Yeah, I'll help." It feels good in the moment, helpful, generous. But later, you remember everything else already on your plate, and suddenly that yes starts to feel heavy. The Stoics believed in living in harmony with your nature, and that includes knowing your limits. Overcommitting isn't just about being busy, it's about being out of alignment with yourself. Think of your life like a cup. Every promise you make pours a little more into it. And if you keep pouring without awareness, eventually it spills. And when it spills, you're stressed, drained, and not fully present anywhere. So no, this isn't about becoming selfish. It's about being honest. Maybe instead of offering your entire day, you offer an hour. Maybe you help pack instead of taking on everything. Because small, genuine help is always better than big promises you can't sustain. Next time you're about to say yes, pause. Ask yourself, do I truly have the space for this? That's not selfish, that's wisdom. 2. Always trying to make everyone happy. Let's be real. Most of us want to be liked. So we say yes when we mean no. We laugh at things we don't find funny. We agree, even when something doesn't sit right with us. It feels like kindness, but is it really? Stoicism teaches something simple but powerful. You can't control what others think of you. So trying to please everyone, that's a game you'll never win. And worse, it slowly pulls you away from who you actually are. I once knew someone like this, always agreeable, always accommodating. One day, he wore something he didn't even like just because someone else chose it for him. And the irony? The person he was trying to please didn't even notice. That's the trap. When you try to be everything for everyone, you stop being yourself. The Stoics had it right. Authenticity matters more than approval. The right people will appreciate you for who you are, not for how much you bend. And those who don't? Well, they were never your people to begin with. 3. Thinking you can change people. There's a saying you've probably heard before. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And honestly, that's one of the most important lessons in life. Because when you care about someone, it's natural to want to help them grow, improve, or make better choices. You give advice, you listen, you support, you show up again and again.
But sometimes nothing changes.
And that can be frustrating.
The Stoics remind us of something grounding. You can't control others, only yourself. Everyone is on their own path, moving at their own pace. No amount of kindness, advice, or effort can force someone to change if they're not ready.
And that's okay.
Sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do is step back.
Let them learn. Let them fall. Let them figure things out on their own.
Because growth isn't something you can give someone. It's something they have to choose. 4. Letting others use you. Kindness is powerful, but without boundaries, it can turn into something else. If you're always available, always saying yes, always giving, people can start to expect it. Not out of malice, but simply because it becomes normal. And that's where things shift. What was once appreciated becomes expected. Think about that person who always goes out of their way for everyone. The moment they stop, even for a day, people notice, and not always in a good way. That's not because kindness is wrong. It's because unlimited access to you creates silent expectations. The Stoics believed in balance. Be kind, yes, but also be clear. Your time, your energy, your effort, these are valuable.
Kindness should be a choice, not an obligation.
And the moment it starts to feel like a duty instead of a gift, that's your sign to reset your boundaries. 5. Forgetting to care for yourself. Here's something we don't talk about enough. You can't pour from an empty cup. When you're always focused on others, helping, giving, supporting, it's easy to forget about your own needs. And for a while, it might even feel noble. But over time,
It catches up with you.
you get tired, drained, maybe even resentful. Because deep down, a part of you is asking, what about me? The Stoics understood this well. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. Think of it like this. If you don't recharge, you can't show up fully for anyone else. So take the break. Say no when you need to. Rest without guilt. Because a well-balanced, well-rested version of you is far more helpful than an exhausted one trying to give what they no longer have.